Is prednisone available over the counter? Hi, I'm Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist, and I'm here to answer that question for you. So, I'm a pharmacist, and normally prednisone you can only get with a prescription from a pharmacy prescribed by a doctor. And you can see that because there's this cute little RX only label right there saying it's prescription only. You can only get it with a prescription. But that's not all you need to know. I have more information to share with you about prednisone and whether or not you can use it without a prescription. So, I went to Mexico recently, and when I was in Mexico, pharmacies don't require prescriptions from doctors. So, I walked in, and you can buy pretty much any prescription drug without a doctor's prescription, a prescription drug in America. And so I was able to walk in and see the prednisone in Mexico. And so in Mexico, you don't need a prescription. But in America, the United States of America, the Food and Drug Administration requires a prescription from a doctor. Now, why would that be? Well, the fact that I can have an entire YouTube channel and entire website about prednisone should give you an indication that this drug is complicated. It needs to be prescribed in very narrow windows because it causes more side effects than any other drug. Generally, the FDA doesn't let a drug become an over-the-counter medication unless it can be safely used by pretty much anybody in the general population. And they'll do tests for prescription drugs to become over-the-counter drugs. For example, when I first became a pharmacist, this was a prescription drug, Nasacort. It was a nasal steroid. It's the same kind of thing as prednisone. They're both steroids that you just squirt into your nostrils for allergies and sinus issues. And it was only able to be prescription only because it was brand new and they didn't know how safe it was. So they did a testing to find out and discovered that the general population could use this safely because it's only going in your nose and sinus areas. Whereas prednisone is a pill that's going to your entire body and causes side effects literally everywhere. Check out the side effects I experienced all across my entire body. Amazing, right? It's so horrible. The possible side effects can be devastating. For example, osteoporosis can lead to fractures, shrinkage of your height by your compression of your spine, and that's just the osteoporosis alone. Then there's your greater risk of infections like sepsis, which is a full body infection that can kill you. You're immediately hospitalized in the intensive care unit with sepsis. So we do not want to mess with this drug. It is a miracle. And it's also one of the most potentially harmful drugs that has been put on the market. So if you're wondering, well, I really need prednisone, what alternatives could I use? Because I don't have time to get a prescription from a doctor. If you need prednisone for allergies, you can use Nasacort or any other nasal spray. They're pretty much all available over the counter. So use this. If you need prednisone because of general allergies or hives or something, Benadryl is a great option. This is the children's kind you can get, or they have the pills for adults. If you have a rash, you can use hydrocortisone cream. You can see it has the zone part, just like prednisone. They're cousins. They're both steroid hormones. And so this is great because you can just rub it on your hands or wherever you're having the issues. And then here's another option. If you're having itching rashes, you can use anti-itch cream. This one has diphenhydramine, which is the same active ingredient that's in Benadryl. They both have diphenhydramine. So they can both help with itching if that's the type of reason you're taking the prednisone. And then if you're taking prednisone for pain, or you want to take prednisone for pain, you can take things like ibuprofen. It is a non-steroidal, as in prednisone is a steroid, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. Prednisone is a steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. So this just has the non in front of it, but it's available over the counter and you can get it to relieve your pain. So this is an alternative to prednisone you could use. It just doesn't work as well for a lot of the conditions that can only be treated using prednisone. Prednisone is usually the drug of last resort after you failed all of these other things. So if you need it, definitely make an appointment with a doctor But if you don't need prednisone and one of these alternatives would do, then don't take prednisone. We do not want to run those risks, those horrible side effects that you can get. So definitely talk to your doctor, get the care that you need, and be sure that if you are taking prednisone, that you are balancing those benefits with the risks, because they are both dramatic. Are the benefits or the risks going to be the more important thing for you? Talk to your doctor to find out specifically in your case whether it is or not. And if you do get your prednisone, then you should download my prednisone checklist. It has the things you need to know and things to avoid while you're taking prednisone. Signing off as Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.